Hey guys, welcome back to another match reaction, match review. This is Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 2. I honestly can't believe that I'm saying this right now. I really didn't think that we were going to go and win the game in the 90th minute. I feel like that never happens, and I'm just super happy that we were able to get all 3 points. So, as you know, we first go through the starting 11, my thoughts on it, how the game went, breakdown. We're going to talk about all of the points, check out SofaScore as well, and make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments because I'll be going through some of them and sharing on them on the screen. So starting 11 comes out as actually on Chelsea Matchday Live. I'm going to be doing like most Matchday Lives, I think, which will be super cool. So make sure to check that out. And I was really happy with the starting 11. I thought that we would. I predicted like a very similar starting 11. My only one was having Conor Gallagher start ahead of Jorginho, which was a little bit rogue, but he did go on to score the winner. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining. Hello. And I think that with the back four, we've kind of seen some of the areas where Chelsea struggle a little bit because we just don't have protection, and it could lead to the midfields getting a bit overrun. And we're missing N'Golo Kante or a player like N'Golo Kante who we still need to replace essentially, because whenever he does play, he's usually on it, but he hasn't been playing for some time now, so we really need to find like a succession plan for him. As much as I love him, and I hope that he's back fit soon so that we can see him playing again. But so the starting 11 made sense given that you don't have N'Golo Kante. Find it funny that we play with the back three, and a lot of people are saying, oh, let's, like, I want to see the back four, blah, blah, blah. Then we play with the back four, and everybody's like, why are we playing with the back four? Like, we're so open. We can't win. We just, like, have this massive gap in midfield right now that we need to solve. Hopefully we address it a bit in the January transfer window and fully address it in the summer. So this match starts off Crystal Palace. We had all of the possession. They just opened the scoring. Was not Fofana's best moment. He lost possession and then didn't track his run back. 1-0 to Palace. I was thinking, here we go again. They really had it. It was their first sniff of the ball, and they had scored. And I felt that Chelsea, after the goal, it's not that we had given up at all, but I just felt like we weren't creating so much, kind of going back into our old patterns a bit of like passing the ball, not passing forward so much. I think that that's something that Graham Potter's really trying to instill in the team, is like to move the ball a bit faster, to move it forward, to take shots. And that's something that I noticed that still needs to be worked on. Red card incident happens for Thiago Silva. I think that he got lucky and that he got away with one. I honestly wasn't looking at it as much of a goal scoring opportunity because, yes, it was a tactical foul. Players make tactical fouls, but I felt that Palace were too far away from the goal. There were players getting back for that to have been a goal scoring opportunity. For me, like, I thought that it was a handball. Like, he stuck his arm out, and I thought that the ball touched his arm. So that's why I was surprised that that it wasn't a red card, because I thought it was a handball, like kind of like on the last person, so to speak. That was my opinion of it. But I'm happy that it was just a yellow. And then he goes on to assist the goal, the equalizer, Aubameyang's first Chelsea goal on his Premier League debut for Chelsea as well. And I think that that highlights just why we've needed like a natural number 9 goal scorer, because he didn't have to look where the goal was. He knew where the goal was, and he made it was incredible turn and goal. I was just so impressed, and this is something that Chelsea have been missing. I honestly felt that he was like pretty absent the first, I don't know, 30 or so minutes until he scores the goal. And I was thinking, oh, we should bring Borja on at halftime, but it was very, very well taken. And I think it goes to show if you feed the ball to Aubameyang, he's going to be able to make something out of it. That was a half chance, but he was able to convert it and Chelsea go level before halftime. So I think that it shows that we really need to try to feed the ball more into our attackers as well. Two things we have to do immediately. One, we have to mark our opponent players better in our own half. Two, we have to take shots out of the box to score. Yeah, this is a great point, and it leads me to something else that I was thinking about, that I just felt that constantly we were taking a little bit too much time on the ball, and we just had, like, Crystal Palace applied pressure. We lost it. One ended up being a goal. There were a couple of chances that I felt could have easily been goal scoring opportunities as well, that we got lucky that they didn't score. But I just felt that that bit was a bit sloppy. Obviously, coming back from the international break, things aren't going to be 100%. I understand that most of the team was out on international duty, so I feel like we're kind of still like working out how to play together, especially under Graham Potter in a new system. It happens, but I did feel that the passing was a bit sloppy and that we were completing passes and we were just taking too much time and getting muscled off the ball. And if Palace were a little bit more clinical in front of goal, they could have easily had like 2 or 3, in my opinion. Then something happened that I've never seen before. We got a free kick inside of the box for a back pass. Apparently, the goalie has to kick it. Didn't, and he picked it up. So it was a free kick. I got absolutely slaughtered on Twitter for not knowing that. And Mason Mount took the shot, and I thought that it should have been at least on target. Maybe it kind of messed up a bit that Reece like hit it and then Mason took it. Like maybe Reece should have just gone for it instead, because Palace had like a bit of time to react, but it was a very small like angle to go at. But that was something that like I've never seen before. I thought it was super interesting. People said that happens a lot in the 2000s. I didn't watch football in the 2000s, unfortunately, growing up in the US. But yeah, there's something new for everything. Halftime comes out, I felt like we really had not done much. Actually, I thought that Crystal Palace were the better of the two sides, and I really don't have much to talk about halftime. Like, I think it just highlights the need for us to. It highlights the areas where we need to improve in this side. It highlights that we need to take more shots, because I just felt that we were like passing along the box. We need to play more forward. I think it highlights the need of somebody defensively in that midfield that can take care of balls. Not much happened, but I thought that as soon as Conor Gallagher came on, I was like, it surely is it written in the stars that he scores versus his former club that he went on loan with last season, where he was their player of the season as well. I think he had 8 goals and 3 assists, if I'm not mistaken, for Palace. And he got applauded. He got a standing ovation from the Palace fans. Like, I thought that was super classy of them as well. Just goes to show you how much of an impact that he had at Crystal Palace last season. And I feel like Chelsea never scored goals like past the 75th-ish minute. I don't know why. That's just a feeling I have. I don't have any stats to back this up, but I feel like we don't really score late goals, and I was not expecting that at all. I was not expecting Conor Gallagher to score. Like, that could potentially be like a goal of the season, in my opinion. Like, it was absolutely beautiful. Both of the goals scored today were incredible. But I was so happy for him, especially because he had a bit of a rough start to his Chelsea playing career. I think he's playing a little bit further up the pitch, but we just saw what he's capable of. And I thought it was very, very classy of him that he didn't celebrate the goal either, that he kind of just let it be. And of course, it was just written in history that he had to be the one to equalize. But overall, I didn't think I didn't realize that Pulisic assisted this goal because I was just like completely in shock. Pulisic assisting Gallagher goal, like the two substitutes coming on and combining. That's exactly what you want to see as a manager. Overall, I felt that this performance is very reminiscent of where we stand now. Like, we're very much transitional. There's going to be a lot of growing pains. Coming back from the international break, I don't expect everything to click automatically, but I felt like the defense still looked a bit shaky at times, especially on set pieces. Felt that players still looked like a little bit hazy from that international break, to be expected after not playing together for, well, we had one game in the Champions League, but I think it's been like 3 weeks since we've played in the Premier League as well. And for me, the main focus is starting up the defense and start scoring some goals. The midfields, there's really not much that we can do because we have the players that we have, and until N'Golo Kanté is fit or we find a replacement for Kanté, we're kind of stuck in that position. And I think it's absolutely like going to be and must be the focus for the upcoming windows, is to reinforce that position. And I know that we've bought a lot of players this summer, but personally I'm a bit surprised that we didn't focus on that area until deadline day. And we brought in Zakaria. I don't know where his fitness stands. I'm guessing he's not match fit yet, if he hasn't been featured for Chelsea already. So I totally trust the manager on that one. Feel free to start, their comments are going, but feel free to ask any questions, comments, etc. I'm going to share my screen now just to go through SofaScore, and then I'm going to start reading through your comments as well. And I want to know what you thought about the game. So here you can see, I never know what to call this thing, but Chelsea dominant, Crystal Palace score, and then like dominant. We score. I think the goal was like around here, the 38th minute, like here. Then like not much going on, a bit of dominance, Crystal Palace more dominant, and then Conor Gallagher masterclass. Funny enough, they've rated Thiago Silva as the highest rated player for our team. Obviously, he might have gotten sent off. I don't know. For me, still is kind of iffy in my mind. Like, I thought it was a handball, and maybe like being the last person. Last person, because they deemed that he wasn't. It would have been worse, because I thought that it was intentional. Looking at some statistics, 64% possession to 36, 13 shots. I think this is pretty average for what we've been seeing in Chelsea games, but only 3 shots on target. That is like very low, and I feel that we're very lucky with the scoreline to have had 3 shots on target, and 2 of them have gone in, and they were both like fantastic goals. I feel like that's something that we're not going to be seeing every game week, and so we need to start actually taking shots. It was like a bit frustrating because I feel like sometimes we try to create like the perfect sequence, the perfect pass. When I've been saying this for a while, just take a shot. I feel like we try to like keep possession a little bit too much, but we're not shooting enough, and so we're not having shots on target because we're not shooting enough. One big chance miss, hit the woodwork once. I'm trying to think when this was. I don't remember. If anybody remembers, let me know. Passes 624 to 342. Accurate passes 88%. Pretty standard here. And if we look at the standings, move up into 5th place for now, with Manchester United still to play, of course, in that Manchester derby tomorrow. So could potentially go down to 6, but positive for us to at least be near these top 4 spots. Liverpool ended up drawing, which is positive for us as well, after they had that crazy comeback 3-2. Did not see that one coming either, and and that game ended 3-3. So I'm going to start reading through your comments now. Terry Yang said Chelsea were super lucky to get away with that Thiago Silva handball. That was a clear red. I'm honestly shocked because I feel like the second goes to VAR and you saw them like zooming in on the hand, I was like, this is going to be a red card, like absolutely. Joey Ray says we need to start Koulibaly next game against Giroud. Obviously, Chelsea play AC Milan next in the Champions League. Honestly, like I'm kind of torn about where Koulibaly stands right now. Like I think that he's a super, super talented player and he'll find his feet. But I felt like the past couple of games he was struggling a little bit with his positioning. And I felt that like the first game he started, he looked phenomenal, and then he started struggling a bit. So I'm not sure what he's doing in training, where he really stands. But I kind of understand taking him out of the spotlight a little bit for now, especially because you have Thiago Silva, and I think that he's still brilliant, even after that incident. George says, hello, Ellie. I watched the game after I watched Arsenal Tottenham. The second goal for Connor looks spectacular. It was spectacular. There's no other words to describe it. Well, that's a lie. There's plenty of words to describe it. It was incredible. And I'm really happy for Conor Gallagher because I felt, like I said, I felt that he had like a bit of a tough start to his Chelsea season after having a really good loan at Crystal Palace. And I feel like he's going to start coming into his own. And I think we're probably hopefully going to see him play a little bit further up the pitch, which I think favors him. Leo says we need to pass less in the final third and shoot more. Absolutely agree with this. I feel like we're passing a lot. There was one instance in particular where Raheem Sterling, I would have thought that he would take in a shot. He's not usually one to be like goal shy typically, but he didn't take the shot. He passed, and then the opportunity just fizzles out, and that's the kind of thing that we shouldn't be doing. Just take the shot. It wasn't a clear opportunity that if he passed like whoever was on, I think it was Kai at the time or Aubameyang, like they would have scored. No, it wasn't. It got intercepted, so just take it. Yeah, code of photography as well says we need to shoot. I don't like when they keep playing to the back. It's just frustrating. I completely feel you. I completely understand. I've been saying that we need to shoot, and I don't think that it's something that's going to happen overnight. Honestly, like this is something that is probably going to take a while to instill in the attackers. And under Tuchel as well, I felt like we were constantly changing that attacking front three, and now I think it looks to be pretty set. I think that we're going to be seeing Raheem Sterling, Aubameyang, and Kai Havertz. I also thought it was interesting tactical choice to play Raheem Sterling on the right instead of the left. I didn't feel like he did so much in this game personally. I felt that he could have been a bit better, a bit more potent in the final third. And I'm not sure if that's down to him playing on the right. I know that he spent a lot of time playing on the right-hand side at Man City. And so it's not something that he should have a problem with. Maybe he feels more comfortable playing on the left. But I feel like in the past couple of games, like our goal threat has looked like Raheem Sterling. If Raheem Sterling doesn't score, I don't really know where the goals are coming from. So the positive today that Aubameyang gets off the mark, Conor Gallagher gets off the mark as well, and hopefully they can start contributing to goals. I really think Aubameyang is going to score a lot of goals if we could just supply him the ball. Yes, I got my prediction right. I made a prediction for like all of the Premier League games. I think it might be the only one I got right. Maybe there's going to be like one more. But yeah, I'm proud of that one. Yeah, I just kind of want to see Brea and Alba start front together. This will be super interesting as well. I don't know if we're going to see it, but I don't feel that Kai did so much today, and I feel that Brea has looked very positive whenever he's come onto the pitch. So maybe we'll see him get rewarded with a start one of these days. Yeah, I thought that it was smart subs from him. Good feed from Pulisic. Yep, absolutely. Terry said to play two forwards, we really need two solid eights, which we don't. I don't know. Like I feel like Mason and Connor could play in that position. I feel like more so we just don't have like a defensive midfielder that can just sit and defend. We don't really have that profile in the team. I think it's a profile that we're missing. Leo says Havertz definitely offers more when playing deeper role as opposed to playing as a number 9. Yeah, I think that he's looked a little bit better playing deeper as well, and playing for Germany. I think he played a little bit deeper too. I didn't watch the game. I just read about, watched some highlights. But I agree. So maybe we'll see this. And I think like as well, having an actual number 9 kind of takes the pressure off of Kai Havertz, because he's not the one who's like expected to score the goals. He's just expected, he's expected to score, but he's not the sole goal scorer, if that makes any sense. So I thought that would help him out as well. Yeah, we have Sakaria, but like I mentioned, like I assume he's not fit. It was kind of like a deadline day. We couldn't sign anybody else, so we signed him on a loan type thing. He's been injured for large parts of the previous season. So my guess is that if he hasn't featured in like a month already, like he's just not match fit yet. He's not at the level. Yep, first game in charge of the Premier League, first win. Wasn't a pretty win by any means. I didn't think that it was super convincing. It felt like we kind of scraped it by. But those are the types of games that you need to win. And these are games that we have been drawing before or even losing. And we managed to get a win. We managed to get 3 points. It's going to be massive for the team, hopefully massive for morale to get a win and go into this AC Milan game, because we are in the bottom of our Champions League group, and we desperately need to be AC Milan. I'm going to check to see if they've played yet. Think they probably were. Oh no, they play at 8:45 Spanish time tonight. Inter are 1-0 up against Roma, and West Ham Wolves have just started. Leo asked, did Jorginho get injured when he came off? I don't know. It seemed that it was not a substitute that Potter was planning on making, if I had to guess. So I think he might be, I don't know if injured. We don't know yet, but I'm guessing he could not play any longer. So, well, not guessing, he could not play any longer. So I don't know if he's injured. Time will tell. I guess we'll find out in the next couple of days. Hopefully it's nothing, because we have a game every like 3 to 4 days at this point. Next one is AC Milan at home, I believe, on Wednesday. So that'll be interesting as well to see kind of, and Graham Potter talked about it in his press conference, like how he line up, like how he decides to manage the team and everything. Like with the amount of games that he has, and kind of like keeping a starting 11 that can be like consistent and gain chemistry with one another, while also making sure that players are rested as well. So I'm aware that the West Ham game just kicked off. I'm sure a lot of people are going to go watch that. I've had a super, super long day, so I'm going to head off and chill and probably turn it on myself as well. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this little video with my thoughts about the game. I have lots of content coming up. The entire month is planned out. YouTube shorts, as well as YouTube videos, Instagram, Elizabeth Helenek on Instagram and TikTok, and Ellie_Helenek on Twitter, because my name couldn't fit. But I will be active on all of social media for the long future, because there's a lot of football coming up. So guys, hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to drop a like, so that people can find my content. If you're not sub to the channel, because like I mentioned, have loads of content coming up. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever time you're watching this, and until next time, I'm out. Bye.